So got that through, and surprisingly it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be to get through. I did sort of shave a little point on this end. It just helped it get across much more easier, and that's sort of making this job a bit more better. What we're going to do is we're going to get our really, I mean you can really hardly see that on camera, but there is a little bit of a thread just there. It's so nice and ultra fine, which is going to be lovely for this job. I'm just going to sort of put that just on one end just there, and then I'm going to get a little bit of super glue. I'm just going to super glue this on very lightly. We don't really need this to be really super glued on. We don't want to have a bit of a bolt jiver, so I'm just getting that off. Oh no, I'm starting to stick to it, but we're on. And then we just want to make sure that is properly dried before we actually, basically we're going to sew through our Spitfire here, and that is feeling nice. So what we're going to do now, just going to pull this through, and hopefully this will come through this end. And now you probably can't see it. I'm finding it hard to actually see this myself, but we do actually have this really sort of nice thread here that's rubber based, which will now nicely go across there like so. So what we want to do to glue these on is we want to get in a really sort of close first. I'm actually going to leave our rubber bit onto our plastic bit for a bit. Right, and what we're going to do is it needs to be glued just onto this little bit just here. So again, coming in with some super glue, which I think this time we need to be a little bit more precise. So I'm just getting out a little bit of a lid. I'm going to pour some of our super glue onto the lid, right, because we want to be really precise with this one. Just going to get out, where's it gone, a nice super glue applicator just here. Right, and what we're going to do is, you can almost sort of see it. There is a there is a rubber thread right there. I'm just going to now just sort of touch where I want this to be with the super glue very lightly, and then I'm just bringing our bit of rubber where I'll put that tiniest little blob of super glue. Right, you really can't see this. I'm having trouble seeing this actually, but it's gonna look so cool. Right, and that then should be nicely glued down. Give it a bit of a blow, and then with a blade I'm just going to come in and just cut it as close to where we've glued it as possible. Right, so as we cut this end off, I probably could do with a new blade, but maybe you could sort of, if I bring you in sort of really close, maybe you can maybe see how fine that is. There you go, it's like a hair fineness to it. And we've got that glued at this end, and basically we just need to repeat this now this end, but this end we want to make sure there's a bit of tightness to it. So let's try and get you a bit better on camera. Right, so again we're going to come in, I'm going to get my super glue applicator, I'm going to put a little hardly noticeable blob where we need it, and then this time I'm going to give it a bit of a pull, not make it too tight, but enough to make it have that, you know, it looks nice and taut. And it's so hard to see, I'm not even sure I've got it on the super glue area, but yeah, I've just got that bit of a rubber wire there just nicely sitting on the super glue. maybe blow to let it dry, or maybe even get out some kicker if you want to. But once that's dried, you can let go a bit with the slack, and you could probably sort of almost see that. And then again, we could come in with our blade and cut the end off that we want to cut off. Is that cut? No, it's not cut yet. So fine this is. A lot finer than what I've used before in the past. So nice. There we go. So now we've got that on, you might just be able to see, maybe if I put my hand there, yeah, you can just sort of see this really nice faint bit of a rubber wire thing. Really sort of brings it into scale. Maybe if I get out a kitchen paper towel, maybe if we put this just underneath here, you'll probably be able to see that a lot better on camera. Can you? Yeah, you should hopefully be able to see this nice sort of wiry bit just going along there. It looks really cool, nicely in scale, really sort of faint. Hardly sort of going to notice that. I think it looks absolutely stunning with that on. And the cool thing is about it being rubber. It's elasticated, it's like a rubber band. I mean, I can sort of like twang this a bit and it's not going to break or anything like that, because I mean in the past you might have used like actual wire or something like that, and they can sort of break, but this will have a nice bit of bounce to it. We did put bits of super glue either end of here, nice and simple. Get out a bit of matte UV varnish, just maybe sort of paint on where the super glue is to take away that shine, or even put it in an airbrush, have a little bit of a spray there just to take away that shine. But coming to things like shine, we also want to put what is shiny on this also. So just do a bit of gloss work. We've got intermediate Gauzy agent, or pretty much any gloss you've got really, and all we're going to do, get a paintbrush, right, and any sort of little bits that need to be gloss, because we have sprayed this fully matte. We've got like navigation lights that are just down here. We can just, you know, just paint on here. I think I've accidentally tapped that with the glass. Let's just rub that off. We might have to respray that a little bit, but yeah, just a little bit of gloss, or even satin if you want to. And that just puts that little bit of a shine on those areas. We've got other areas like there's the actual mirror just here. We want to sort of shine that up as well, and anything like that, just to kind of give it that extra bit of realism. And apart from that, I think we've actually finished this step by step. And so we've all finished now. All that's left to do is kind of have a big final conclusion of this model. Now, as you can see, if we sort of maybe get in close, we'll have some final reveals later. This kit is just absolutely amazing kit, absolutely brilliant by Tamiya. It is probably the best 1/32 scale Spitfire you could get out there. The surface detail, as you can see all the rivets and everything. Is just absolutely stunning surface detail. I mean, a good model or not, I mean, you're going to make a good job of this, because again, everything fits absolutely gorgeous. I mean, although I didn't go off and actually open up all my engine cowl area, that is absolutely stunning in there. That is like aftermarket parts quality going on inside there. We've got our, we can pull our canopy back. Inside it, I mean, it is a little hard to see on camera, everything, but again, inside there is absolutely stunning, as you probably saw in the later videos where we tackled the actual cockpit area. Absolutely beautiful in there. We've also got, I mean, we've got this whole system where on the underside, right, we've got these other landing gear wheels and stuff, so we can sort of unscrew these, screw these in. We can have it in an in-flight display, which we do have, which I've just done, our in-flight display piece just here. And on the underside, this fuel tank pops off, this one pops on, where we've got our little area in which we can actually screw it to our in-flight display, which is rather cool. So I mean, everything about this is absolutely stunning. This was sort of like a nice range by Tamiya. They went off and they did a Corsair, a P51D Mustang, and then they've gone off and done, I do believe it was the Mosquito, there was the Zero as well, and all of them are stunning just like this, and they have sort of improved on little areas here and there as they've gone along with these different models. So any one of them by Tamiya 1/32 scale is definitely a recommended buy. This is definitely a recommended buy if you're into Spitfires. I mean, this is like the ultimate Spitfire to do. I mean, yes, it's around about the £100 mark. It may be expensive, but then I mean, the time it takes you to do this and the amount you get out of this, sorry about the phone, is well worth the money, to be honest with you. Because I mean, if you look at any other hobbies out there, you could spend a hell of a lot more money and probably not get as much time out of it. Because I mean, this has taken months to build this absolutely gorgeous kit. With this actual build, I did try one or two new things. We've got I did actually try doing the whole going off and not masking this model up and doing a sort of freehand spray pattern, which, because it's 1/32 scale, you can get away with not actually masking it up because of the scale it is. It's gone up a scale. You don't have to have that perfectly sharp edge and everything, so as I say, you can get away with it that little bit more. And interestingly enough, because we've gone off and done this kind of like a freestyle spraying, I found that just doing pre-shading was absolutely fine. I mean, if you look at this, all I've done is pre-shading on this. I think I did do a little bit of bleaching, but I didn't do any post-shading or anything like that. It's just nice pre-shading, and as you can see, I mean, you've still got that lovely sort of kind of spray work that you're after, and that is just because of not actually going off and just going all over the model. I mean, you've had to get in close and it's made it look all motley and everything, so there is a nice advantage to doing some good old-fashioned freestyle spraying. The weathering, I do like the weathering. You know, it was quite nice to sort of do two different types of colours. One's a darker colour going on our recessed panel lines to bring them out, but all these tiny little rivets that we've got inside here, which is the lovely surface detail, we went for a little bit of a lighter colour so it wouldn't pop out too much, and I think that has just worked rather nicely to sort of give you that detail, but not to be like in your face if you're looking at it from a distance. But if you kind of look closer, it comes out sort of just nicely, so that's quite good. Apart from that, I mean, just cannot grumble with this kit at all. Well recommended. This whole video series was done in rapid video build style, so we've kind of skipped all the basic stuff and we've jumped straight into like the advanced stuff like IE, and we've gone off and done that whole freestyle spraying and not masking up, and it's just good for sort of like the intermediate and advanced people. So hopefully you've enjoyed this rapid video build of the Tamiya Spitfire Mark 9 1/32 scale. Absolutely love building it, can't wait to put it on display, and can't wait to sort of, you know, just mess about sort of seeing it in in-flight displays and all those cool things. So I'm just going to leave you now with some fun reveal photos. So until next time, my name's Bob Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.